Hey fam! So this is the aerialist stretching routine that I've been trying to stay on top of this summer. Gotta start with the pre-workout, of course, since we are going to lift after. But getting started, we are gonna start with this straddle stretch. So you want the far arm above your ear and the close arm under. You also wanna try and keep your shoulder as close to the mat as possible. You kind of have to scooch in front of your leg. If you're not at that point, that's fine. Just do your best. So each stretch in this routine is generally held anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 seconds, except the splits, which are held for a minute each. So I'm going to be kind of showing a little snippet and just talking through each stretch, but not showing the entire video just to save time. So after that one, we're gonna just reach both arms in front of the leg. This really stretches that front lat. And I also like to get a deeper hamstring stretch in the beginning of my stretching routine. So yeah, we're gonna keep going here. All right, to the other side we go. We're gonna do those same two stretches first. And after those two, we're gonna go ahead and get into the middle of our straddle. I like to push my legs to try and open my straddle and kind of keep my knees from rolling forward. You ultimately want your knees to face the ceiling, but it's really hard to get it perfect. Just do your best. Also, make sure you press that belly button into the mat because no hunchbacks allowed. Next up, we have butterfly. I am holding butterfly in two positions. The first one with my feet super close, and I scooch them out for the second round just to make sure I'm really getting my glutes. And always push those elbows on your knees to open your hips up. Next up, we have pike. No clue why I'm smiling in that clip because I hate pike the most, but I do this thumb grabbing trick under my feet. Just because I hate this stretch, and that is quite literally the only way to keep me down for the entire time. And we're gonna flex our feet after that. And after you flex your feet, we're gonna do our shoulder stretch. So you want your pinkies as close together as possible, if not touching in this stretch. This is a fantastic shoulder stretch, and look at that delt popping, oh my God. So after your shoulder stretch, we're going to go into this ab stretch, and following that, we're gonna start our split prep. So you do not wanna arch your back like that in your split prep. Bad news bears. You wanna tuck your pelvis, arch, tuck. You wanna keep it tucked as you're in your split prep. This way you are really getting that hip flexor. It hurts so much more, and I'm not able to go down very far when I'm doing it correctly. That is the cheating way, and this is the actual way. Okay, now you can go all the way down, and you're gonna use the same arm as the leg that's in front to grab your back foot and try and pull it as close to your glute as possible. This is a great quad stretch, and it also gets your back a little bit, so I love it. All right, now we're gonna lean back to stretch our hamstring. Make sure you try and stick your belly button out, and no hunchbacking allowed. Keep that belly button out, and it'll get your hamstring so much more. So before our split, I'm gonna go over some form things. You want your belly button to face your front legs to keep your hips forward. All your toes on your back leg are gonna be on the mat, and your knee is gonna be pointing downward. This is the correct split form we are looking for. If you relax and let your belly button slide out, your hips will be out of line, your back knee will not be on the ground, and neither will your toes. You want to roll your back leg completely under so your hips are forward. And having a good split form like foundation is important because it prevents injuries. I remember during my Silks audition 2 years ago, I was doing a split and relaxed and completely let my belly button go out, and I injured my back adductor pretty bad, and I could hardly even walk afterwards. So even though it's kind of discouraging to not be all the way down with the correct form, just make sure you try and push it. Okay, next you're gonna take that same front leg from your split, and we're gonna do a pigeon. I put one hand on my foot to prevent my foot from sliding to my hips and my elbow on my knee. You want a nice 90-degree angle here, and you do not wanna hunch your back. Another swig of pre-workout because we're closer to the start of our lift, and we are going to repeat that entire split prep and pigeon sequence on the other side. Hey, last split. Okay, so you want to make sure your knees are in line with your feet so your legs are in a complete straight line. Press that belly button into the mat, no hunchbacks allowed. And if you cannot lay flat, you can rest on your elbows or you can also hold your arms straight. Okay, next we're gonna do a series of stretches on our back. So you're gonna start by pulling one knee as close to your chest as possible. And after you hold that, you don't have to do a full 30 seconds. You're gonna point your knee to the outside of your shoulder and hug that leg as close as possible to really stretch the back of your thigh. Next is a good old-fashioned hamstring stretch. You want to try and keep that hip square and keep that butt cheek on the mat if possible. If you can't use your hand to reach your leg, you can always use a towel or a TheraBand to pull that stretch. Y'all are gonna hate me for this, but it's so important. We are gonna do a bow and arrow next. Hear me out, okay? I'm going over form first. So what you're gonna do with your opposite arm is you're gonna grab the outside of your ankle of the bow and arrow leg. You want your pinky facing your toes and your thumb is gonna be pointing towards your knee, okay? I'm grabbing the outside of my ankle. Your same arm is gonna sneak your elbow through and also grab the outside of your foot and you're gonna straighten your leg. Now, if you can go here and that's all you can do, that is completely fine. If you feel like you can go farther, you probably can, but your shoulder's probably in the way. So now you're gonna sneak your shoulder out. You see how I'm sneaking it and pushing it over that leg I'm stretching? That way you have room to get your leg to your ear. Now, the arm that is holding the outside of my ankle, the opposite arm, you have to pull very hard towards your ear because your leg most likely does not want to touch your ear. So that's something you have to use your strength to make yourself do. And afterwards, we are going to do a little back twisty stretch for our glute. We're not going to completely turn yet. We're just going to kind of hold it here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and twist all the way to stretch that back, and you want your opposite arm to grab your opposite foot. This is kind of a back and quad stretch combined that I stumbled across on accident. I just like to completely try and twist myself like a pretzel because it feels good, okay? So you want to try and look the opposite direction as the leg on top and try and keep your shoulders as flat to the mat as possible. Okay, next up, we are going to do another back stretch, but with your top leg straight. This one gets a little deeper into your back. I just started doing it from my mom's recommendation for physical therapy because I injured my lower back. So this is a stretch I actually grew to love a lot because it gets in there, trust me. To the other side we go. We're gonna repeat these stretches and I'll meet you back at the bow and arrow because I recorded another angle. Okay, I love this angle of the bow and arrow so much more because it shows you everything. So right now you can see my shoulder is quite literally preventing my leg from touching my ear because it's in the way. You gotta use that same arm and literally scooch and pull your shoulder out of the way and use your top arm to literally pull as hard as you can your leg to your ear because it does not want to go there on its own. You gotta pull, scooch and pull, and there you have it. Okay guys, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We got 2 bridges right now, so you want to make sure your wrists are over your shoulders. So right now they are not, and now they are. Try and straighten your back legs if you can. I know it's really hard. I just hold bridges for as long as I possibly can, and then I like to also, after I hold with straight legs, I like to bend my legs and walk my hands as close as possible to my feet just to kind of get a little extra, like, I don't know, a little extra oomph. And then rock and roll, and we're gonna do it again. And this second bridge is your last thing. Congrats for making it to the end, you guys. I love you. Stretch it out, and I will see you very soon.